Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. The weekend is upon us. We have a massive quarter-final game for England tomorrow night. And Spurs, well, Spurs, they've been a bit quiet over the last week. Hopefully, things are going to start to ramp up, though. Maybe going into next week. Hopefully, players going out. Hopefully, more coming in. And the links keep happening, right? They're not happening to different players. Usually, we get linked with 20 or 30 different players. We're like, we have no idea. The links seem to be consistent. It is Kroupi. It is Liao. They are the main two that we're being linked with. I would imagine they are probably the two we are going to go for. We will see what happens. But listen, it's exciting times as a Spurs fan. And of course, like I said, it's exciting times as an England fan as well, because we have a massive quarter final tomorrow against Norway. It's all pointing to an England France final for me. It really is. It's going to be tough for England to get there. If we get past Norway, we're probably going to have to get past Argentina as well. But I think they're beatable. I think, listen, the French looked good last night, really. I don't think they really got out of second gear, to be honest, but they look good. They did the job. They're into the semis. We will see if we can get there tomorrow night. I'm just seeing what the fixtures are for tonight. Um, the fixtures tonight: Spain, Belgium. Maybe shouldn't rule Spain out totally, but I think France are just way too strong for everyone at the moment. Guys, good morning. How you doing? It is a beautiful sunny day here in the West Country. The heat wave continues. Last night was horrific. Got to be honest. I sweated in places I never knew existed. So that was fun. That was fun. But today's another day. We get on with it. Let's talk all things Spurs. And listen, let's chill today because it's Friday. I do love a Friday. And let's just chill out. Let's talk Tottenham. Whatever you guys want to talk about, Spurs related or England related, let's talk about it. Stick it in there. Stick it in the comments. Put a question in or whatever. Put your opinion in. I will read it out. Let's get to the comments, guys. Before I do, smash that like. Hit that subscribe button. Already 32 in here. We've only been going a couple of minutes. So let's go to the chat. The Stoic is in. Big up, my man. Says, don't understand the fuss about spending so much. If that's what it takes for us to sit on the top of the table of the Premier League football again, then so be it. Let the Spurs revolution begin. I love that. Let the Spurs revolution begin. I agree. Listen, for so many years, right? We've sat in the doldrums. Oh, we spent 45 million on a striker that's shit. Whatever. It's nice. Certainly we are spending money and blowing other teams out of the water. Long may it continue. We should be, right? We are one of the richest clubs in world football. Um, we should be doing this. So this should be an ongoing thing. We will see whether it is. Big up to you, the Stoic. I hope you're well, mate. Kate's in. Said, Nige, good morning. Hope you're well and enjoying the weather. Gotta say, the weather's beautiful first thing in the morning when you wake up. It's not too hot. It's quite cool. After this, I'll go for a quick coffee before I go to work, and I'll sit in the sun for about half an hour, and that will be lovely. But actually, once you're working, and then the evenings, bit much for me, I must admit. But I hope you're well, Kate. Logan says, morning, Nige, and the chat. Big up, everyone. Hope all is well. It's looking very positive about Kroupi. I think we're going to get a here we go next week. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. The fan base on Twitter is a meltdown because they have heard that his agent is Musa Sissoko. Of course, it's not the Musa Sissoko. It's not our Musa Sissoko. But listen, this is an agent who likes to tout his player around a bit. So I'm not sure on Kroupi. I've got to be honest, Logan. I think his agent is trying to get the best and biggest deal he can for him, which, listen, that's his job, right? But I don't know. We will see. My fear with that is already, from what I'm reading about his agent, that give it a year at Spurs and he'll be getting him the next move. But let's hope not. We'll think about that when it happens. Hopefully it won't. Guys, keep smashing that like. Over 40 in and out already. So a really good start to the morning. But big up, Logan, and thanks for adding me on TikTok, mate. thought I recognised the name. Kate says, Pete Chambers, hope you're well. Rodney's in. Said, morning, Nige. Come on, you Spurs. Morning, buddy. I hope you're well. Um, Listen, it's an exciting time to be a Tottenham fan. We cannot complain right now. It's been a cracking window. It has to get better, though. We need reinforcements in those forward areas. And it does look like it's going to be Kroupi. It does look like it's going to be Liao. They're the only two real names that we're being linked with. I've heard kind of the odd link with Nusa, Vlahovic, the odd link he was offered, but nothing concrete now. Liao and Kroupi seems to be the two concrete names we are being linked with. The press is in. Big up, mate. It says big up, Nige. Pure Coys and Fabulous Kate and everyone in the chat this morning. Massive respect, Pete. Didn't Saliba look majestic last night? World Cup semi-finalists now. I think he looked really good, mate. And listen, the French team, like I say, for me, it was attack versus defence. I expected Morocco to put a little bit more into it. I just think the French are that good. So, listen, it is what it is. I think they are massive favourites for the World Cup. But listen, England are still down. We've got a massive game tomorrow night, of course, against Norway. Can England get into the semi-finals? Huge night for England. Tottenham Therapy's in. Big up, Ant. Says, big up, Nige. Have a great show. Thanks, buddy. I hope you're well. Don't do too much in this heat. Yeah, try to stay cool and everyone stay hydrated. I know it's the obvious thing, but yesterday, gotta say, I went to work, was doing a job, and I come out of that job and I felt so weak, had the shakes. I felt really faint. I had to go and quickly buy a bottle of water and get it down me. And then just every job I went, just filled it up at the tap because yeah, I got a bit of heat stroke without even realizing it. Kate saying hello to Philly. And Marianne said, I don't even know. I've said hello to Marianne. Marianne, good morning. I hope you're well. Sorry, I skipped through your chat. I brought your chat up and then went on a bit of a waffle. But I hope you're well, Marianne. I'm going through the chat. People talking to each other, which is fantastic as always. Lee's in. Hello, everyone. Big up to you, Lee. I hope you're well, mate. Get over to Lee Statham TV and subscribe to Lee and Stu. Two absolutely amazing men. Two of my all-time faves, I gotta say. Pete's in. Pete, sorry, I missed you. Pete says, good morning, Nige, and the wonderful chat folk. Hope everyone is well. Half asleep now. Has got up at 2:10 this morning. Poxy heat. Yeah, the heat wasn't good last night, mate, was it? It wasn't good at all. But hopefully you can have a chill day. Maybe go for a sausage bap or somewhere. I will be going for my coffee after this. Jane says, morning, Nige, and all in the chat. I hope everyone's well. Big up to you, Jane. I hope you're well. Are you going to be back out in that old hot tub? Is it a hot tub? Or are you going to be back out there today? Oh, listen, if I had one in my garden, I'd be in there all day. All day. People saying hello to each other. Let's get through the chat. Guys, are we going to make this signing? Are we going to sign these strikers that we think we should? And as for Kroupi, right, interesting because I'm reading a lot about him. I'm not going to pretend that I've watched a lot of him. I haven't. I've seen him obviously when he's played for Bournemouth and Bournemouth's been on telly, but don't know too much about him. But what I've seen of him and the goals that I've seen, it's almost like he likes to come from deep. He's not your like target man. He's not up there. He's not a Jermaine Defoe where he is literally picks the ball up and short ball lift. He's a player that likes to pick it up almost in the 10 and then drive forward. I don't know. Is he your out and out striker? Is he what we're looking for? Should we be going for him and a striker? Could Kroupi play maybe a bit off the left? I don't know. Guys, what do you make of Kroupi? Is he the striker that everyone's saying he could be? Right? He's a young kid still. Had a good first season in the Premier League, but it is only one season. And we often talk as a fan base, don't we, about players that have only played one good season, one season wonder. Do we need to see more of a sample size? Is it one we're going to have to take a risk on? Because if we don't, someone else will come in and get him. I don't know. It's a difficult one. Let me know your thoughts on Kroupi, guys, and what you've seen of him. Whether you'd actually think he'd be a decent, he would be a decent. I'm guessing he would be a decent signing for Spurs, better than what we got. But 90 million, a lot of money for a player that's had one decent season in the Premier League. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Wembers is in. Said morning, Nigel, all in the chat. Feeling that the World Cup now is ultimately losing a bit of its drama and excitement because it's pretty obvious now that nobody is stopping France. It's hard to disagree, Wembers. I think the only team that could stop France would be an Argentina with referees and VAR on their side. Um, I'd like to think England could, but I think England would give them a game, definitely. But it all just French are just so good, aren't they? They are so good. And defensively, England is a big, big worry. Dingo Yidsen, big up Dingo. Says morning all. Good morning to you, mate. I hope you're well. And Golden Sun, as always. Come on, you Spurs. Get in there. Big up Golden. I hope you're well, mate. Razzle's in. Said morning, Nige. Good morning to you, Razzle. I hope you're well. And Andrew Gregory's in as well. So we also have to get past FIFA. This is right. Argentina, who literally seem to have everything on their side at the moment. Listen, it is what it is. Let's get past Norway first. Because Norway, I really think Norway is going to be a really tough game. But we will see. And we're guessing Argentina are going to get past it. Well, if they got Switzerland, Argentina, we're guessing Argentina are going to get past Switzerland, right? But what if they don't? What if Switzerland were to get through? As someone said to me before the World Cup, England in the knockout stage will have to face Congo, Mexico, Norway, and Switzerland to get into the final. We'd be like, "Woo, thank you very much." But listen, sometimes that's the way the draw goes, right? We will see what happens. No game is easy, especially when you're England. Pete says, "Nice. You're going to do a watch along, or you're going to put your feet up and just relax." I don't know. Cookie was talking about this the other night, and because Cookie's on holiday, big up Cookie, and Sheriff's at the pub, big up Sheriff. He said, "Are you going to do one?" Maybe, possibly. I don't know. It's not something I thought about as yet. Too much, Pete, to be honest. Um, Tottenham Therapy saying, "Big up to Marianne Jane." Saying cooler in Romford today, supposed to be 29. I thought it was going to be the hottest day this week today. But I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm not sure what it's going to be like here in the West Country. The Sheriff is in. Morning, nice. Good morning to you, Sheriff. I hope you're well, buddy. Let's just go through the chat. People talking to each other. Yes, I've heard this too. Andrew Gahey, a big doubt, and Rice ill with a bug. That's not good news. That is not good news at all, is it? Hopefully they'll both be okay. Because, like I say, defensively, I think we are a shambles at the back. I think we need Gahey fit and Rice as well. Listen, Arsenal player, but he is one of our best, and we need Rice fit. Joe Nags in saying good morning, Nige. Good morning, everyone in the chat. Newcastle and Villa fans still crying over our big spend. Maybe they should call Beyonce and ask her to perform at the stadium. Listen, I just don't get it. I just don't get it, mate. I really don't. They are in tears about Tottenham spending money. But I read something today. The last 20 years, Tottenham have been in European competition. 15 of those 20 years. Aston Villa have been in it 5 times. Newcastle been 5 times. We've got the likes of Brighton and Crystal Palace, I think, have been in it once, right? And Bournemouth will be in it for the first time this year. So Spurs have been in it more times in the last 20 years than those teams combined. Yet a lot of those teams are moaning that Spurs are spending money. It just doesn't make sense. Listen, Tottenham have been really frugal with the way they've run Spurs over the last 20 years. We know that as a fan base. We've lived it. It's been really frustrating. Finally, those wallets have been opened. The moths have flown everywhere, and Tottenham are finally spending money, which is absolutely fantastic. Big up to you, Joe Nag. Kate said he's going to be 21 from 19 here now. Absolutely. Logan, big up, mate. Again, says all good night, mate. Only just started to use Twitter again, to be fair, ever since the start of the transfer window. Listen, that's all I really use it for, is transfer window stuff, because it's interesting to see what people say. Yeah, and listen, as Sean would say, big up Sean Butler, he would say content's got a content. You've got to put the news out there. Whether it happens or not is another question. We will see. Stephen's in. Big up Stephen says, hello, Nigel. I'm desperately trying to stay cool here. My poor cat is a very furry Persian and he's struggling. Oh, I bet he is. I feel sorry for anyone with fur. Anyone. I'm sure humans have fur of some sort. I don't know. But yeah, any animal with fur, it must be horrific at the moment. Perfect time to be a fish, where you're just in that cold water all the time, loving life. Yeah, not good. The heat is not good. I've got one fan in this house, and it's a big one. But I got my little girl this weekend, so last night she had the fan, and I was yeah, not having fun. Not having fun at all. Colin's in, saying, boy, Dionyse, big up to you, Colin. I hope you're well, mate. Tottenham Therapy says, Nigel, I don't like streaming when it's this hot, but last night I had to have a fan on and put a sheet on the sofa because I have a leather sofa. Keep it as cool as possible. Yeah, fair, mate. I've got a leather sofa downstairs, and I hate sitting on it. I don't spend any time downstairs really. Hate sitting on it because it's, especially in this weather, you just stick to it. It is extremely uncomfortable. Kate says, Nige, how did the students cleaning go? It was okay. It was okay in the end. I'm waiting on a call for a couple that I might have today, but so far, nothing. But I got 4 on Sunday. But yeah, they were okay. One of the 4 was bad. The other 3 were an absolute doddle, so not so bad. Thank you for asking. Tom's in. Saying good morning all. Morning to you, Tom. And Hotspur Flicks is in as well. Saying morning all. Hotspur Flicks, big up to you. Get over to Hotspur Flicks and smash a sub. And for Tottenham Therapy as well. Razzle says, Nige, this season, if we get Savinho, Kroupi and Leao, I'll stick my neck out and say Solanke gets 20 goals this season if he stays. I don't think Solanke gets 20 games, does he, if he stays, if we get those 3? I know what you're doing there. I know what you're doing there, Razzle. I know. Listen, with those players in those forward areas, yeah, and if Solanke's starting, you would think he would get more chances, right? But one thing he's got to do, and one thing I thought he did, but he doesn't as much as he should, is get in that box. He needs to be in the box. You're not going to score goals drifting back, trying to pick up the ball. For me, fine if you're Harry Kane. Solanke is definitely not Harry Kane. Tottenham Therapy says, I love Kroupi, mate, but at 90 million for someone at his age isn't worth it. He's not a striker. He's more of a number 10. So we will need a striker. I'm kind of in agreement. I really want Kroupi. I think he looks an exciting talent. But I'm just worried about the goal output, you know. I know he scored 13 last season. Will he do better at Spurs? Possibly. But listen, Solanke scored 19 at Bournemouth. So we will see what happens there. Colin says Harry was a one-season wonder. Nice. He was, wasn't he? Yeah, I seem to remember that. That went on for about 4 years. I think that Harry was a one-season wonder. But listen, he did the job. And the best striker in world football now. Stephen says, I haven't seen much of Kroupi, but is he not a number 10? I think he is. I think he's more of a striker that plays off another striker, or he can play off the left. Maybe we're signing him for a left-handed role, you know? The trouble is, he's not an out-and-out striker, right? And if we're signing wingers that are going to get to the byline and get crosses in, Kroupi's not your man because he can't head a ball. So what are we doing here? We have to sign right. It's going to be interesting to see. Listen, I'm all for it. If we sign Kroupi, fantastic. I think he's a very exciting talent, like I say. But I still think we will need a striker if we get Kroupi. So we will see what happens. Hotspur Flicks says, any more Spurs signings today? England tomorrow? Come on. I'd be surprised if we sign anyone today, mate. I really would. It's all about England tomorrow. Hopefully we might get a couple of players out. I know the first team are back in training today, aren't they? They're back at the club. I think a lot of it is to do medical tests, etc. See how they are, you know, test their fat thing and everything. But we will see. We will see. Back in full training, I think, on Monday, but back in the club today. So it'll be interesting to see the pictures later coming out of Tottenham Hotspur, the players coming in. Guys, if you haven't, 85 of you in there, please smash that like, hit that subscribe button for me. I've just passed 1.8k, on my way to 1.9k. any help would be much appreciated. Just smashed 100 subs in a week. So if we can do that again, that would be absolutely fantastic. Kate says, I want a number 9 as in as well. Yeah, I'd love a target man. For me, that's why I'd love a Vlahovic. If we sign a Kroupi, fantastic. Get a Vlahovic in as a different option. Or for someone he can play off. You know, suddenly then we've got Vlahovic, Solanke, Kroupi. If we get Leao too, suddenly we've got a forward line that we could think, woof, Kuda's still out on the right, Madison in that 10. We've got options, right, all over that forward line. And suddenly it looks a lot more exciting. And we would probably have to spend what, 150 million? And we get those 3 in. For me, that would be fantastic. You guys may think differently. Anyone else you would love it? Obviously, I'd love a Marmouche as well. That's gone dead. That's gone quiet. I don't see it happening. Savinio, who knows? Who knows? It seems like we've agreed a fee agreed personal terms with Savinio for the last 18 months, but he's still at Man City. So we will see what happens. Logan says, I'm having doubts on Savinio now as well. If we really wanted him, then we would have got him by now, surely. It seems like he's a last option. Absolutely, mate. And if you were him, I'd be like, hang on a sec. You say you want me. You've gone out and bought Fernandez for 85 million. You've gone out and bought Tonali for 100 million. You've gone out and got Van Hecker within like a couple of days. Bish bash bosh, done. I'm sat here like a lemon. You know, I've said I've wanted to come to you since January, and you're not willing to pay the 60 million for me. So how much do you want me, guys? I'd be pissed off. I got to be honest. I would be pissed off. But listen, this is just what we're hearing from the outside, right? Tottenham Therapy says, I love that, Sarah, mate. Better than what we've got. We could sign Adam Armstrong and he would be better than what we got. Good striker, mate. Good striker, Adam Armstrong. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's hard. It's one of the YouTube sayings, isn't it? Better than what you got. And it is what it is. I say that far too much. Paul G's in. Send more than Nigel in a chat. Like deployed. Come on, you Spurs. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated, guys. Keep hitting that like button. Let's see if we can get up to 50, 100 of you in here, which is absolutely fantastic. I will be passing you over to the 2 Marks show after this for a mammoth stream, the last one before Cookie goes on holiday. Make sure you get over. Let's get 150 people in their chat later on. That would be absolutely fantastic. Big up to you, though, Paul, and thank you for the like. Pete, coming in saying, I've read the first line. That's riled me up. Not having a dig at Spurs, but is the Kroupi price being spursed up because of seeing what you have paid out? I'd avoid them personally, as I think they are charging you more than they would normally. Quite possibly, it's Premier League tax, maybe. But we have got PSG interested. We have got Barcelona allegedly interested. All these other teams interested as well. This isn't like Spurs are the only team. So I don't know. Listen, I think Sissoko, as I've said already at the start of the show, I think he is driving the Kroupi drum and trying to get as much interest in him as possible. And then Bournemouth will try and get as much money, right? For me, mate, listen, I get the pricing. I really do. I'm at the point now. Spurs have got money and we want him. Just go get him, right? Just go get him. It is what it is. We will see what happens. I am sweating. Tottenham Therapy says, to be honest, mate, France do look good, but you never know how we might get off in a one-off game. Yeah, listen, I agree. And the French looked good yesterday, but let's be honest, they huffed and puffed against Paraguay. So it's going to be an interesting one. It only takes Mbappe to have an off day, all to get injured before, and suddenly it's a different game, right? As good as the French are, without Mbappe, they're not the same. A bit like Tottenham without Tottenham. I mean, Tottenham without Kane, a bit like England without Kane. Kane's out. We haven't really got much of a chance. But let's see what happens there. Hotspur Flick says, if we can become Mexico, surely we can do Norway. At least I won't assert. Yeah, listen, I think we've got to be careful, right? Because if we do get through, who's on bookings? Bellingham. I think Rice is on a booking if he plays. Kane's on a booking. We've got some big players on bookings. We cannot afford any of these players to be out for the semi-final if we beat Norway. So we've got to be calm. We've got to be calm. We can't let it go to our heads. Like I say, Norway, a good side. I think they've got a very good team. I've really enjoyed watching Norway. And with Haaland up front, they have an absolute killer. Absolute killer. He's been brilliant this World Cup. And he just takes every chance he gets. Razzle saying people having doubts on Savino. One of his strengths is a diagonal passes forward for number 10 to run past a striker who drops in. Yeah, listen, my worry with Savino is not the fact if we sign him, because I think he'd be a decent signing, right? It's the fact that, as Logan said earlier, if we wanted him that much, why haven't we got him? Why haven't we gone out and spent the money for him? Why are we waiting? I don't get it, but it is what it is. You know, we will see. It just feels like we're hanging on and being like, we want you, but we might want someone else first. And I don't know, if I was a player, I'd be like, not happy with that. Not happy with that. Um, And saying, "Is Cookie on holiday? Where's he gone?" I think he's going on holiday tomorrow, mate. I think. You'll have to ask him in the chat later. But no idea. Jane says, well, according to my phone, it'll be 29 degrees. That's still nice. That's nice though, isn't it? I think anything under 30 is nice. When it gets above 30, that's when it starts to get a bit hot. Pete says, Nige, have a night off, mate. I'm sure you we can make do, get a few cans in and just enjoy it. As a fan, he'd go to the pub for change. Or Hal goes, maybe I might. Listen, we will see. I've not really done a lot of watch along, so I don't think I get the crowd that maybe the two marks get in. So we will see. It might be an off the cuff one if I do. Razzle saying cookies on Viv's yacht. Sheriff. Absolutely. Sheriff Phoenix in. Big up, mate. I love you. Hotspur Flick says, play Dan Burn and Rogers in those positions. Fair. Fair. Yeah, we could do both in press when they come on, especially Dan Burn. I thought he was brilliant. Tottenham Dave says, actually, nice. We have been in Europe 17 of the 20 years. Well, that's what I thought, mate, but I was just reading it off Twitter. So, and then Jonah comes in and says, Spurs have been in Europe 18 in the 20 years, plus stadium non-revenue. Well, whoever posted that on Twitter is a dick. So you've made me look silly. Thank you. We've been in it 17, 18. We've been in it a lot anyway, over the last 20 years. A lot more, and more than any of the other teams in and around that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th place put together. So there you go. Have some of that. Pete James says 24 here, humidity 70%. I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's the humidity that kills us. Razzle says, smash your likes if you can. Absolutely get that like button smash. Really would appreciate it. Jane says, love it. Perfect time to be a fish. Now you know why I sit in the spa to keep cool. Absolutely. Absolutely. Stephen says, Nige, would you take Kroupi over Morgan Gibbs White? Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, Stephen. I love Morgan Gibbs White. I would love Morgan Gibbs White at Spurs. Um, I don't know. I yes, yes. I'm going to go yes, just because I think Kroupi does play a little bit more forward than Morgan Gibbs White. But I would love Morgan. If we went outside Morgan Gibbs White, Kroupi, Vlahovic, and Liao, I mean that four, I would be expecting Champions League football next season. But I know it's not going to happen. But I'm hearing we could sign another 6 players. This is what I'm reading. There could be another 6 players coming in, and of course, if Spence leaves, then we're going to have to buy another right back, right? So there's still a lot to do in this window, and we will see what happens. Colin says, I live in an old stone cottage. They knew how to build them 200 years ago. The rooms are lovely and cool here. Fair play. Yeah, a lot of the houses they build in the UK and have built over the years, they retain the heat, don't they? So they're not built for days like this. They're built for cold days. But listen, it is what it is. We will get through. It's okay. It's just a bit of heat. But yeah, we will go through the chat, see who's asking questions and saying interesting things. Colin says we will see this boy Nusa for Norway. Can he do against England? I like the look of it. I do like the look of him as well. I think he looks a very exciting player. But again, someone who costs a lot. I think Newcastle have been touted at 60 million plus for him, so he's not going to be cheap. But listen, Spurs have the money, so get out there and do it. Kate says, so do both Solanke and Richie and buy a quality striker in. I absolutely 100% agree. I would sell both. I don't think both are going to go, but I would 100% both sell both. Guys, if you haven't, keep smashing that like, hit the subscribe button or two. Pulled up a couple of subs today, which is nice. If we can get a couple more, just so I can get 1,810, that would be absolutely brilliant, guys. Epic saying, yo, guys, what we saying? It's my birthday today. Wishing for a Kroupi birthday prezi. Whoop, whoop. Epic, happy birthday, mate. Have a fantastic day. Whereabouts are you in the world? Let us know. And what are you up to today for your birthday? I think we all agree and wish you a very happy birthday. It's also Matheus Fernandez's birthday today. Our new star Tottenham midfielder, of course. I think he's 22. So yeah, happy birthday to Matheus Fernandez and happy birthday to Epic 20. Have a great day, mate. Jimmy's in. Saying big up Nige and the chat. Good morning. Big up to you, Jimmy. How you doing, mate? How you doing? What are you thinking about the transfers? Is there anyone you'd like in that hasn't been linked? Is there anyone in the chat? Is there a striker? Is there a midfielder, a defender, a goalkeeper? Anyone in that you would like in that hasn't been linked? You know, a player that hasn't been linked to us that you think would do a really good job. I'm guessing we're not worried too much about money now because we have a bag full of it. Who would you like? Who would you like? Pete said, did I read that right? Kate wants a 9. Shocking. Shocking, Pete. Lowering the tone as always. Marianne says, get rid of our so-called strikers and buy 2 quality new ones. I agree. Rain is in. Big up, Rain. Says, I agree with Kate. I want a number 9 that is inevitably inverted and the inevitably inverted wingers that can feed off the 9 what also gets 15 Oscar. Bang on, mate. This is what we need, right? We're not going to go out and get a striker probably who's going to get you 20, 30 goals a season. But if we can get a striker that gets 15 plus 6 or 7 assists and your wingers can do the same, I think we're laughing. And this is the interesting thing, right? Is do we go out and buy wingers that hog the touchline and that take players on and get crosses in, or do we buy inverted wingers like a Sonny that can cut in, shoot, feed players in, make runs behind the striker? It's going to be interesting to see what kind of player, what kind of profile we go for. But big up to you, Rain. I hope you're well, mate. Tottenham Therapy says, I don't think we will get Savinho. If he wants to leave, why not push for the move? I mean, I guess we don't know whether he is or not, right? We don't know whether he is. Apparently, he's agreed terms with Spurs already. So that's pretty much pushing. I think he said last year he wanted a fresh challenge, but I don't know. At the end of the day, he's City's player. So we will see. We will see what happens. Yeah, Rain says the weird thing is with Savio is clearly Man City and him are happy to move, but no one seems to be interested. It's a weird one, isn't it? Like I said earlier, we've gone out and we've bought the other players we wanted. We've wanted Savinho for this long. Why have we not pressed the button? Is it a case that maybe De Zerbi's like, hold fire, hold fire. There's other players I want. If we don't get them, then fine. I'm happy with Savinho, but he's not my first choice. So let's try and get my first choice. And if we can't get him, then fine, go for a Savinho. Maybe that's the situation. I don't know, but it just feels weird that we've agreed terms and we'd agreed terms last year, in January, and City want rid. We want apparently, but the deal's not being done. It's just all a bit strange. Jimmy says no to Savinho, but yes to Barcoli. What a player he would be. Another one. Listen, he is heavily linked with Liverpool, isn't he, Barcola? Barcola. Good player, very good player, exciting player. But again, would we get him? I know that we're pulling up trees, but if you've got the choice of Champions League football, Liverpool or Tottenham, I don't know. Is one that De Zerbi would have to sell to him, right? But we will see what happens now. Listen, nothing's off the table anymore. Over the last couple of weeks is what we've done. Nothing is off the table as the players that we can bring in. Tottenham Therapy says it makes me laugh when Gabby said players are only coming to Spurs for money. But don't people leave jobs for money all the time? It's just jealousy, mate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone in their walk of life, if you were offered one job and then offered another for more money that was doing the same thing, you'd pretty much take the one with more money, right? Obviously family comes first, but you'd always go for the one with more money. Thank you to the 2 people who just subscribed. Thank you so much. Up to 1,810. Off to the next 10 is a constant. It's just constantly driving forward, a bit like Kroupi, just driving forward. Get those goals. The next goal is 1,820. Kate says, Rain, good morning. Absolutely. I think we all say Rain, good morning. Top bloke. And Baku, big up, mate, says Dembele, entries, the chat. Listen, Dembele was good last night. He'd be a signing, wouldn't he? He'd be an absolute signing. Big, I just call you Big. Says Kane is not on a booking. Is he not? I thought he was. I thought Kane got booked. Not last game. I thought he got booked the game before. I don't know. Okay, but that's good news then. That's good news. Big up Memo, big up Nige. Says Gabby is thick as a mince. Pay no attention to what he says. Listen, it is what it is, right? He it's all clickbait. It's all clickbait. I've seen another video. I was going to post another video about it, but I didn't because I watched it and there was a moment in it when he looked down after he stopped talking and the other guy was talking and he had like a smirk on his face, almost like, oh, I'm literally reeling him in here. It's all for clicks and likes. It is what it is. I probably don't believe anything he says. Actually, I don't actually think he thinks that, but he's getting paid to say it, right? It's good. It makes good entertainment, and it is what it is. Tottenham Therapy says you can tell it's corrupt when we can't get Kwanzaa to play like USA did with Balogun. Yes, I do think Kwanzaa's was a little bit worse, but listen, it is what it is. Kwanzaa for me. Listen, there's a lot worse players, a lot better players that could be out than Konza. I think it's fine. I think we'll be fine without him for a couple of games. Sad for him, but it was a silly tackle to make. Kev's in. Nige, hope you're well. Big up, Kev. I hope you're well too, mate. And I want to sack the board. So Dan Burns is slow. He is slow, but he is wonderful in the air. He is a great header of the ball. And listen, those last 20 minutes against Mexico, he was heading everything out. Yeah, so listen, he's not the quickest, but it is what it is. Another failed upload. Good morning, Corey. Says, morning all, morning to you, mate. I hope you're well. And he also says, I passed out last night as my son was getting his haircut. I passed out last night. You passed out last. Okay, I don't understand. What do you mean? I need a haircut though. Definitely need a haircut. 100%. Just going through the chat. Everyone's speaking to each other. I've got to bring this up. Jimmy says, Colin, one of your legends passed away yesterday. Rip Bonnie Tyler. Absolutely. Rip to Bonnie Tyler. Kate Widdicombe also passed away today, I think. So listen, it is what it is. Sadly, as you get older, people that you grew up seeing on the TV and stuff, they start to pass away, and it's really sad. Bonnie Tyler was a fantastic singer, and she was pretty hot as well. To be fair, she was pretty hot. So it is what it is. Kate saying good morning to Kev. Tottenham Therapy says Morgan Gibbs White might be the one that got away. I think he is now. I don't see us going back in for him. Unless there's a deal that could be done with Bergvall and him. I don't see that happening. But we will see. Jeff's in. Big up, Jeff. Says yes, Kroupi over Morgan Gibbs White, as we already had the X-Men and Maddison. Listen, I think Maddison's going to have a brilliant season this year. I know everyone's worried about his injuries, but everyone's thinking, oh, he's not fit. He's not fit. Listen, he come back the end of last season. He's got the whole of pre-season, and he's been working all summer. Been watching videos on it. He's been working all summer. I think he comes back bigger, better, stronger than ever. And I think Maddison is going to be a key player for Tottenham next season. I really do. Gorby's in. Big up, Gorby. Says, I would like at least 2 more in and 3 out the door before pre-season. 100% with you there. When does pre-season actually start? Is it like next weekend? It's very soon, isn't it? So we've got a lot of work to do, but we definitely need players out. 100% need players out. And yeah, at least 2 more in. Would we be happy with 2 more? If it was 2 more, if it was a striker and a left winger, I think that's a pretty bloody decent window, isn't it? Depending on who they are, of course. But would we be happy with that? I'd be delighted. I've got to say, I'd be delighted. Guys, 120 of you in our fantastic show this morning. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Keep smashing that like. Let's see if we can hit past 60 likes and keep hitting the subscribe button. If you are new, say that when you're trying to say it quickly. Um, but yeah, thank you for all of your support, guys. Thank you for being in here. People talking to each other. Neil's in. Big up, Neil. Says, why not if Forrest are interested in Bergvall? He wants to leave. Try and do some kind of deal for Morgan Gibbs White. That's exactly where I am with you, Neil. I agree. I agree. If they want Bergvall, they can have him. But we want a bit of Morgan Gibbs White. So let's do a deal now. Let's do a deal now. I'd be more than happy with that. I want to sack the board. Says we have to save Kroupi from that horrendous Bournemouth kit that they have dropped. I've not seen it. I need to go and have a look. I need to go and have a look. Listen, our third kit next season is horrendous. Anyone who likes that purple stripe thing, horrific, horrific kit. It really is. Pete says Norway 2, England 3, double for Haaland, Kane double, Saka winner. Take that all day long, mate. I'll take that all day long. And then Saka runs away, takes his shirt off, and he's got Tottenham badge, and he kisses the Spurs badge. That would be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it? Because you know he's a secret yard, right? He's not, but wouldn't it be good? Wouldn't it be good? I will take Saka getting a winner if it gets us into the semi-final. Cookie says, good morning, guys. Just checking in. Been on Jose's lot with Charlie Boy, obviously arranged by Viv and her fella. Who's a fella? Who's a fella, Cookie? Should be back for the 9:30 start. Rumor is there's a lot coming in. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Hopefully 120 plus. I want everyone that's on this stream to hang on for 9:30 and to go to the 2 marks. You will not be disappointed. It is a great show. And they are two very, very special dear friends of mine. So get over to them. Kate says Kroupi will go to the highest bidder with his agent. Absolutely. Which you can't blame him for, I'm guessing, but it is what it is. Daz is in saying more than night. Rumours that Ollie Watkins is leaving Villa. Would you take him? I don't know. Don't know. What do you think, guys? Would you take Ollie Watkins? For me, what is he now? 30? No, for me, he's just a bit too hit and miss. He's a very streaky player, isn't he? He won't score for like 8 games and then it hits 6 and 3. Um, for me, I want someone a bit more consistent personally, and maybe someone a bit younger. Maybe someone a bit ideally someone right in their prime, 26, someone like that, 25, 26. But I know the striker market is really thin. Listen, he's not someone I'm saying no to, but he's saying he wouldn't be my first choice. But let's see. Corey says, I want to see Gilberto Mora at Spurs. The kid is fire. Bother Barcelona and City are wanting him. Both Barcelona. I've not seen anything of him, mate, so I can't comment on him. But I will have a look. Marianne said good morning to Cookie. Let's just go through the chat. People talking to each other. Jonag says, I'm going to say what a lot of Spurs fans are thinking. Leicester nearly going down in 2015 and then winning the league the season after. Can we repeat history? Worth a £10 bet? Jonag is absolutely worth a £10 bet, mate. Do it now. Do it now before we sign the strikers, because if we sign the strikers that we need, that price might go down. I'd get to the bookies now. Guys, get to the bookies. Stick a tenner on Tottenham for the title next season. Listen, you're probably going to lose it, right? In fact, you're almost certainly going to lose it. But what if you don't? What if you don't? One thing I can guarantee, Joe Nagger, is that Tottenham won't be 5,000 to 1. It's probably going to be more like 80 to 1 or something like that for Tottenham to win the title. So, listen, it's worth a £10 bet, but you're not going to get the money you would have got back when Leicester won it for sure. Jeff says, good morning. Or we are getting Liao. Was there a bid for him? Are we getting Liao? Was there a bid for him? I'm hearing there's a bid for him. I'm hearing that we're in for him. There's talks ongoing with our people and his people, but no idea. No idea. I thought it was always going to be a loan, maybe with an obligation or an option to buy. But I don't know. We will see. We will see what happens there. But Liao's another one. Very good on his day. Very good, but also hit and miss. Yeah, Tottenham Therapy says, I want Gakpo nice. I'd love Gakpo. Gakpo's another one. And what you notice, what Tottenham have done all window is that we've bought Premier League proven players. So every signing we've made is played in the Premier League. This is why maybe we don't go for Liao. Maybe Liao is a smokescreen. Maybe Gakpo is the player we go for. You know, I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen Fabrizio said Spurs are very interested in Gakpo. Don't rule out Gakpo to Spurs. It could happen. It could happen. We will see. I love Gakpo. I think he's a really good player. I really do. I think he's been underused and not used properly at Liverpool. He had a great first season for him, and I don't think he's been used properly under the current manager. Well, the manager who's just been sacked. Robbo Ranks is in. Big up, Robbo Ranks. Says Blobbery. Hope you're well. Blobby, would we take him again? For me, I'm not sure, but again, another one who's played in the Premier League. For me, I don't think he gets you the goals, but maybe he does. Again, this is what I mean. The striker market is so thin. Remember, 15 years ago, it used to be like bang, 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 bang. You could read off 10 strikers that would guarantee you 20 plus goals a season. Now you just can't. There's a few. Kane being one of them. I'd love Kane back. That's not going to happen. But yeah, we will see. We will see. Colin says, Marmoush before Savino for me. I would love Marmoush. I would love him. Don't see it happening, but he would be a great signing. Guys, keep smashing that like, hitting the subscribe button. We have picked up 5 or 6 subs today, so that's fantastic. Let's see if we can get to 10 subs today. That would be wonderful. And keep hitting that like button. The closer we can get to 100, the better for me and the channel. It helps us grow, and we are getting there ever so slowly. Pete's in. Big up Pete Hall says, oi, oi, it's my birthday too. 85 million Prezi too. It is the birthday show. Big up, Pete, and happy birthday to you. I'm not going to ask you guys' age, but happy birthday. You share it with Fernandez. That's fantastic. Have a brilliant day. Have a great weekend. It is always nice having a birthday on a Friday because then you got the whole weekend to celebrate. So have a good one, Pete. And yeah, I think all of us wish you a very happy birthday. Rain says, I want classic touchline wingers, but reality is they are all inverted these days. They are. They are. It's different. Football's different, right? Wouldn't we say that Liao is more like your touchline winger, a bit more? And I think Kudus probably is as well. But yeah, for me, I think I prefer the inside forward just because I think you're guaranteed more goals. Listen, for me, Ginola, one of the greatest footballers to ever grace White Hart Lane, but he was more of a touchline winger, wasn't he? Listen, he scored from everywhere. He was a wonderful player. But you look at his stats, now, and you're like, I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole, but he was a player that just excited. Um, I'd love a player like that. Whether we can get that is another question. Whether there's actually a player like that in the world anymore, I'm not sure. Paul G says Pargola, good player, but his brother Coca is better. I don't know whether that's a joke or not. But yeah, listen, I don't know. I don't know. I've lost myself in the chat. There I am. Wolverine 8558, big up to you, mate. Says, I think it will be Liao. I hope Roberto De Zerbi gets more out of him. He might just want a fresh challenge. Plus, we have workhorses in the team. This is another point, right? Every player, even the best players, sometimes go stale at a club. Sometimes, you just need that move. And maybe the move to the Premier League for Liao will ignite that spark in him and really get him going again. And let's be honest, on the whole, Portuguese players do really well in the Premier League. So, listen, I'm not saying no to him at all. I think he'd be a very good signing and a very exciting signing. I do just worry about his output, as in his you know, how good he is every week. I've just lost the word for it then, but whether he could be consistent, that's the word I was looking for. Whether he can be consistent, but we will see. The Stoic says, I just pray this Mawani story is total bullshit. It just doesn't make sense at all. We cannot be bringing Mawani back. I mean, if we brought Mawani back, it would literally destroy this whole window. All the hard work we've done in this window would be destroyed by bringing Mawani back. I can sit, and it would also show that we're pretty desperate for strikers, right? Because I don't know. For me, it's a big fat no. Maybe I'm hoping his agent talk to try and get Juve to move a bit quicker. Kev says, nice. The amount of hate towards Spurs right now is incredible. The media are definitely trying to make us a target this season. But hey, we're used to it 100%. We had it all last season, mate, didn't we? Especially when we were on the verge of going down. The media were loving it. The fans were loving it. Um, and now we're looking like we might actually think, okay, we've woken up here. We're going to do bits. The media and the opposing fans are just, they don't know what to do themselves. Spurs are back. Spurs are back. This is our time. And yeah, I'm going to love the meltdown from the media when we climb up that table and we start to really challenge again. Like I say, might not happen this season, but it's going to happen. It is going to happen. Neil says, aren't we all praying? No to Moani, 100%. 100% we are. Colin says, United sold the idea to Cunha and Mbuemo last year. No, your Spurs can do the same this year with Roberto De Zerbi, 100%. Listen, I'll be honest, when De Zerbi came in, he wasn't my first choice. I wanted Poch back, but he had converted me. I absolutely love De Zerbi. I think he is brilliant. And listen, he's selling the club. There's no doubt about it. We've already bought in a couple of players. In fact, the three first team players we bought in Van Hecke, Fernandez, and Tonali, I don't think we sign if anyone else is in charge. So a brilliant job De Zerbi's done. Let's hope it continues in those striking areas. Jimmy says, what about this for a frontline night? Shah, Thiago, Barcola, and Kudus. Yes, please. Yes, please, mate. I mean, Sarr, I love him. I think he's a top player. Um, you know, wasted at Palace for me. I think at Spurs he'd explode. Thiago would be my one that I'm like, ooh, big lump of a striker. Proved it last season in the Premier League. Can he do it again? Um, Not the most gracious on the eye either. I think that's probably the biggest thing for me, is that on the eye, Thiago is not the player you're like, I'm paying money to watch you, because the ball bounces off him, but it always seems to hit his chest, hit his knee, and fall straight to his foot. And you're like, okay, good finish, mate. But yeah, not the most attractive player to watch. But Barcola, obviously, we've already got Kudus. That is a front four, and then you've got Madison as well, pulling the strings. Give it to me. Give it to me. Jimmy says we need to buy wingers and a forward ASAP. Absolutely, we do. 100%, mate. Let's hope we do. Tottenham Therapy says TalkSport is just a radio station for the wind up fans. Absolutely. That's all it is. That's all it is. But it's great listening, right? It is great listening. This is why people love it. This is why people love YouTube channels when there's debate and people argue, because people love that kind of thing. It is what it is. Jonag says, I've heard Gabby is thick as two planks. I think it's unfair on the planks. Yeah, come on. Come on. That's a good one. Mark Pritchard, big up Mark, says, I'm not convinced, to be honest. The window has been good. Won't happen in 5 minutes. Winger and striker, then I'll be more happy. Kulu and Kudos coming back from injury. Heard that Moani permanent. Listen, like I said, Moani cannot happen. But listen, I've said it myself, mate. The window's been good so far, but we can have the best midfield in world football, the best defence in world football. If we don't go out and get the strike force, we're still not going to score enough goals to get up that table. But we will see what happens. But big up to you, Mark. Great points there, mate. Ron's in. Big up. Ron says, bring back Winks. Bring back Harry Winks. Oh, bless him. Playing in League One next season with Leicester. Will he get a move? Surely he'll get a move back to a championship club, you would think. I liked him. I liked him. Corey said, passed out due to the heat. Wow, mate. That's not good. That's not good. Rest up, buddy. You passed out with your son. Even worse if it's your son, but it was you. No, not good, mate. Rest up today. Get those feet up and don't overdo it. Tottenham Therapy said, big up, mate. To Jonag. And Don Pappers, big up Don Pappers, says, not sure about Kroupi, but Liao seems like a slam dunk. I think one of them signs within the next 3 or 4 days. That's my ITK. Listen, it's total bollocks, but that's what I'm saying. I think one of them signs within the next 3 to 4 days. We will see, though. We will see. He also says, as I've lost it on the chat, Kroupi will need some serious cash if we want him. Absolutely. And listen, if you want your back to goal striker, he's not your man. He's very weak. If you want a striker who's going to score lots of headers and attack the ball from the box with his head, He's not your man. He's a player that likes to pick up the ball, drive, and shoot. He stays at the back post for corners, can tap it in, but he's not your out and out striker. So, listen, Kroupi, I'd be more than happy with, but we still need a proper striker up there for me. But I'm guessing that would be Solanke. So I'm guessing if we buy Kroupi, we probably won't buy another striker, which is a concern for me. Kieran's in, big up, mate. Says, what are your thoughts on the sale of Vuskovic? I think it was awesome business, and we need to realise that signing under 21 players who aren't proven does not work for us. I think it was great business as well, mate. Absolutely brilliant business. Like Chelsea, they go out and buy a lot of youngsters, and maybe one of them sticks. The rest they sell on for value, and they make a lot of money from it. You know, you look at Chelsea in the past. I remember Chelsea having a young Salah in and a young Kevin De Bruyne in. They sold them both because they weren't good enough at the time. These two players went on to be Premier League greats. It is what it is. I think it's a great sell for Spurs. And if he does go on to be the player that we think he might be, Brighton get 80 to 100 million from him in 3 or 4 years' time. Spurs make another 20 million. That's 70 million for a player who's never kicked the ball for us. That, for me, is fantastic business. And we need to do more of it, which is why I wouldn't have a problem with selling a Bergvall. For me, I want to sack the board, says. I know he's injured, but I think our fan base underrates Odegaard. I'm with you there, 100%. A lot of the fan base want Odegaard out. He's the one young player that I look at and I think, okay, there's definitely something now. For me, Odegaard would be the one player of the youngsters that I would keep. I'm just going through the chat, guys, because I have got to pass you over to the 2 marks very soon. Magic's in. Big up, Magic. Hope you're well, mate. And he's also saying it's my birthday week today. My birthday a week today. Put it in your diary, chaps. Absolutely. Another Friday birthday. Um, yeah, guys. How are we feeling about birthdays? When is it your birthday? It's not my birthday now for ages, which sucks. Gavin's in. Big up, Gavin. Says now we have sorted the midfield and have decent wingers. The supply to the middle will be better. Solanke will thrive. Well, we need decent wingers, right? I don't think we've got them yet, Gav. I don't think Tal's a decent winger, but if we can get them in, then Solanke should be getting more goals, right? But he's got to stay in that box. No good being outside the box. You've got to be in there, mate. Golden Sun says Desiree Doué, Barcola, Elise, and Morgan gives right. Then I'll be reasonably happy. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Why can't we do that? Listen, we were linked with heavily with Doué, wasn't we? A couple of seasons ago. Never happened. And look at the player he's gone on to become. It is what it is. I'm just going to go through the chat to see if I've missed anyone. Mazzo, big up Mazzo, Solanke fan base. Please don't delude yourselves, boys. Let's see how he does this season. He's not going anywhere, right? He's not going anywhere. Harry Redknapp, Kate says, thinks the Spurs can get into the Champions League. I agree, but we need to buy the strike force first. Wember says, Nige, you know that if the deal had been cheap enough, regardless of how crap he was last season, Levy would have been all over re-signing Mawani. Yes, 100%. We would, if Levy was here, we'd probably already have Mawani, but it is what it is. Altao Cocorao is in. Big up, Jose says, morning, Nige. Hope you're well, mate. Like, secure. Thank you very much, buddy. Guys, if you haven't, get over to Altao Cocorao and subscribe to the channel. Great channel. Does predictions every week. Get over there and subscribe to him. Alan saying, new sub. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. I am growing ever so slowly. I'm loving every minute of it. I love streaming to you guys, but you guys in the chat make it all worthwhile. If it's not for you, there is no show. And thank you to everyone that subbed today. 11 subs today, which is absolutely fantastic. If we can get 3 more, I'm a greedy bugger. If we can get 3 or 4 more, that would be absolutely brilliant. Stoic says 25 to 1 for Spurs on Paddy Power. And Wolverine says 26 to 1. So not great odds, right? Maybe keep the £10 in your pocket, guys. It's not worth losing. Guys, I'm just going through the chat to see if I've missed anyone because I have to pass you on to the amazing, big up Magic Tree, the amazing 2 marks. Stay tuned for it, guys. If you haven't subbed to them, sub to the channel. They are fantastic. Guys, I will leave it now. I'm going to send you all my love. Have a great day. Happy birthday to the guys. It's your birthday. And yeah, stay hydrated. Have a great day, guys. And come on, you Spurs.